grip. And then, oh! What? Wait a second! Wait! The ballista!
That's unlucky. That's so unlucky. Sanji died.
Roar in this second.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
No, is this really how it's gonna end? Yowie, Bandicoot broke through all odds. They broke through like an Olympic sniper. And then Joe, and then Joe, what a day to end so badly.
Integrity. One last chance for the home ground team to play in front of their fans. Remember, if you play with fire, you get Burn X Flash!
The Cambodian champions fought valiantly despite falling to the hands of blacklist agents earlier today.
But they are going to do their best. But we have to invite who they are going against.
Make way for the Orcas as they return to stage once more to fight for glory. Standing loud and proud, it is Echo!
It is not ideal that the killer whales find themselves here in this series.
For sure, it all boils down to this moment. How are they going to be able to win it? Fire versus water here in this upcoming match, and we're
The question is, how do you extend it
chaos.
even further? How do you go above and beyond? And that's what Samper provides that I don't see coming from ATM.
Eternal
Honestly,
and
looking
Abstract already
at-
apologizing, and we're just like, meh.
No, I totally agree with you there. There's no need to apologize. I know what I did to Echo last game with my predictions, but I think it's time to go into the draft and let's see the conditions of both sides here. I'm expecting Burn X Flash to look real crisp. Echo, we'll see once we get into game.
All right, this is going to be very interesting, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls and lady. Burn X Flash. Good call from the Khmer caster. Burn X Flash is the first pick. Echo second, and instantly, right now we can see.
Realize the damage that they can output.
You know what? It's the shooting star. It's the shooting rifle. It's the astral gun. I'm going with until I
This side of
find some
Echo
kind of
has
combo
some
name
form
that's
of a dash.
pretty. And now, Yowie.
There you go.
We
I
hear
said
this.
it.
You said it.
You called it.
I called it.
Are you excited?
Yes.
All right, since you're excited, I'm gonna ask you, looking at draft, what are you feeling right now? You're feeling Echo, you're feeling Burn X Flash?
Honestly, the Mincetar pick for Burn X Flash, right? It puts Echo in a very tough spot. I think there's a smaller window of opportunity for Echo to go about these team fights, but audience prediction here.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
What?
The top is going for Burn X Flash, including the Philippines?
Nah,
Get it,
nah.
like,
They're trying to recover from the wounds that they just
gotta be a
witnessed
mistake,
earlier.
right?
I mean, I have to agree with you. I would expect.
so fun. Who will win this one? We're going into the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your seatbelts on because we're in for a ride into the land of dawn for game number 1 between Burn X Flash and Echo Philippines.
They're going to be starting things off. There is going to be a safe angle.
And D7 immediately just get kicked by the hands of the Yowie. ATM is the one that actually manages to take the turtle off for himself. But Jamar, even though he was trying to get himself in, he still managed to dash himself right out, leaving ATM all alone. But somehow, Burn X Flash didn't lose more than one. Doesn't seem like the rest of the members from the side of Burn X Flash will be able to stop Yowie from pushing right in, as that is going to be yet again another kick from Yowie. This man is never ever going to stop.
Yeah, that's the thing about Echo, right? They are so quick on the objectives. We saw that in their previous series as well. And when it comes down to it, they really know just how to make things uncomfortable.
Their buttons. Oh,
Way of the Dragon connecting on the D7 once again. King's Calling blocked down, but it doesn't seem like Yowie is affected by that at all. They still manages to collapse down on the D7. Third death already. In the meantime, we're just gonna be chilling right up in the top lane where Shamar finds himself on the edge against the Grok. Yowie escapes himself away from ATM while we are still continuing to look at Donut taken down. And this is all spiraling out of control for Burn X Flash. See that? Oh, hold on a second. Never mind. As Yowie immediately jumped himself right into Shamar, trying to bring him down. But Shamar is the one that managed to take a kill down onto Yowie instead. As the fight prolongs, Cal TC holds himself in the front. He wants to go for the taunt, but Donut takes the kill away. The Summon Force lays down, and Very Cutie takes the kill. Onto Donut, moves on to the next, gets himself a double, and this is how they're going to disengage by having a 2-for-2 trade.
And that's how Sanford is maintaining his lead.
And now, of course, Yaoi finds himself low in HP, still went down. D7 flickers into the King's Calling. He was hoping that he'll be able to clip a little bit onto the Lord, but Shamar focuses onto the Lord, takes the Lord away from the hands of Echo. The rest of Biona's Flash immediately falls backwards after getting what they wanted.
Oh man, okay, so they win the team fight, but unfortunately they had to lose the Lord. But it looks like Carl Teasy, Benny Cutie once more!
Donut immediately taken down. Sanji proxies the lane and went straight in front for Seacat, pushing him away even more.
Yeah, they're not going to keep on doing this, right? Okay, the Lord is going to spawn, and at least for Burn X Flash, that means that Echo isn't going to just try and end the game right on the dot. And wait, Benny!
Oh, Benny is not going to be stopping anytime soon. The Summon Force drops right down. It's going 1v3. The first person already taken down, but here comes Yaoi with the Way of the Dragon. That's going to be connecting down on the ATM. Completely terrified, flickers himself out of the way. And of course, even the King's Calling came in clutch. As the Lord now raises his trident, crashes down onto the middle lane first tier defense turret. The top lane is pushing in as well, while Kaltizi is hoping that he will be able to bring down the second tier defense turret in the bottom lane as Oh, Yaoi with the flicker in and the kick right down onto ATM. He's gonna be the first person to be taken down while D7 continues to move on forward with the King's Calling. That is going to be one death from the side of Burn X Flash while Yaoi sacrifices himself for the greater good.
Very aggressive play by Yaoi earlier. It does get a trade onto ATM, and this...
She did. Oh, hold on.
Oh, and of course, the Summon Force drops down. D7 even had the King's Calling. There's so many knockdown going on, but it doesn't seem like it will bother Echo at all as they marches right on in. They find D7. He still have immortality, but what can the immortality really do for them? They focus us down onto every single one of these creeps, but where are all the creeps in the top lane? It is still left with a sliver of health on the turret.
Well, I mean, you mentioned that Lancelot needed to bait resources. He did, but he died in the process, so this is looking very grim.
Yaoi kicks ATM back to his fellow teammates, but perhaps this is what we want to see. The Astro Echo connects down onto Echo, but that immediately
Seeing here, it's just... Oh, wait, what?
Yaoi connects down onto Donut. What were you doing there, Donut?
Oh no, not Donut. This is right before the Lord. Do they even need the Lord? Okay, they're going for the Lord. They're going for the safe pick, but that's not looking good.
Nice hook coming in from D7. It made and forces Sanji to go for the flicker, but Yaoi immediately broke through the defenses and kicked ATM out of it all. Wasn't even able to use the Mightiest Warriors. D7 knocked down onto the King's Calling. It forces the rest of the members from the side of Echo away. Shamar is still in the midst of it all. The Kaltizi's HP doesn't look very good, but in the end of the day, Burn X Flash still managed to defend this until I don't know, because D7 still wanted to re-engage. He went for the hook. Shamar went straight in again. He wants to get a kill on Yaoi, but it doesn't seem like they will be able to successfully do so. At the middle lane, Lord, he's just gonna be slamming right down with the trident. The rest of Echo follows through. Only left with Seacat as well as Donut. Seacat is gonna be taken down so well, D7, and that will be the first game taken in by Echo.
Wow, all right. Echo really bringing their A.
Can dive out of the situation. We got to go into the game. Dive into the game.
Let's dive, like LaFell mentioned, into the land of dawn we go. Game number 2 between Burn X Flash and Echo. Statement, especially Matilda has the circle. What?
First blood goes to the hands of Kaltizi and the people surrounding him. Sanji immediately pops up with the time journey, and that allowed the rest of the members from the Echo just continue advancing forward. They took the turtle. They didn't get anyone.
It doesn't seem... Oh, wait a minute, Yaoi?
Yaoi's gonna be going down by the hands of Donut because of the torn apart memory. But unfortunately, he's gonna be traded out. Seacat joins into the fray, brings Sanji down, and that is a What kind of trade is that? Is that good? Is that bad?
ATM though.
He's holding the ground. He's holding his ground pretty darn well. D7, oh boy, you are not gonna go back home. ATM is going to be holding up to the front against 4 other person, and he's not going down just yet. He can immediately drop the RWN, clears out the entire creep wave, and they only lost the D7. I think that's not so bad, unless Echo goes in like that, unless they immediately jump on and collapses onto Shama.
Yeah.
It's gonna be that easy, but certainly Eagle connects. But Kaldizi is gonna be the one to bring down the Lord. As such, that is going to be Echo with the first Lord of the game marching right in. Unfortunately, Echo lost too.
Yeah, Burnex Flash there.
Continue doing so, right? I mean, look at this. ATM, he's gonna walk up, he's gonna basically get chunked.
He's not gonna survive all of that. Echo, they are fast, and they are a team with a lot of damage. Let's be honest here. Even though ATM did manage to survive in the bottom lane, the wave is just eventually gonna crash in. And Echo, they're waiting for the perfect prime time. Oh! How did he do that? Echo now is at the beckoning of Burnex Flash, and now Yaoi has to run away after being caught within the RWM. Donut takes the kill. Lord fights for them.
For Weapon Master, so in terms of scaling, he can actually get to
Like the Burnex Flash wants his skin, but he does have a lot of charges, and he did manage to melt down D7. That's all of the stacks that this Diggy have lost. And that is really unflying coming in. He crashes onto ATM. This puts Yaoi in not a very good spot. As such, Donut takes the kill onto Yaoi. We focus onto Shaman now. He's holding on to 2. ATM flickers in. Gets a taunt on the 2. Kaldizi going down. Immortality broken. And now another taunt to put on top of him. Donut getting himself the killing spree. And now finally Sanji joins in the fray after healing. Only to find himself, sacrificing himself, or throwing himself, feeding over to the fire. The Orcas are getting scalded, and Betty Cutie pulls right back by the reverse time, and Sanford finds himself absolutely demolished.
The Orcas get wiped out here in the 17th minute of the game. This is not looking good at all. Tama is going to be able to get this Lord uncontested, and finally,
if he had killing spree in addition to the emblems that he has, and now they're looking to try and end this.
This is amazing as CCAT drops the RWM. He keeps Kaldizi inside. Sanjin's completely going to be pushed away by the rest of the BXF. Focus on the throne. We get the first win from Burn at Flash.
of these teams, neither want to go down without a fight. It really went down to the last second for Burn X Flash, where they
exactly
were
the best
able...
position to be in, but you definitely see that the holes in the draft really started to bite them towards the end. One critical moment, one critical mistake was all it takes to push this Jenga tower down. Unfortunately, I would have imagined that maybe that Benedetta will of Echo.
I agree with that. I agree with that. With Sanford being...
This donut is the fastest donut I've ever seen. To be fair, I've not seen a lot of fast donuts.
This all either early he is quick, punishing him for walking up.
We'll see, ladies and gentlemen, Burn X Flash with the Ube strategy. But people claim Echo is the kryptonite to that. We'll see exactly how this pans out as we dive into the Land of Dawn for game number 3 between Burn X Flash as well as Echo. And there you go. Very aggressive.
Yeah, with the level 4, he's unstoppable. The entire team of Burn X Flash is probably going to be unstoppable, but in the meantime, that is going to be Yaoi that didn't manage to get a hook on down. But Shama, he still went down and he still died despite the blessing of the Moonlight Goddess. And Echo even gotten the turtle.
Yes.
The turtle currently pulled towards the side of Echo. ATM pushes forward and it will want to take down the turtle. Unfortunately, Kaltizi is the one that takes the turtle. Final slash that will put D7 in not a very good spot. The rest of the members from the side of Echo will want to burst down ATM, but that's a nice snipe. The Echo Spear connects down onto ATM, which tried to run away. Kaltizi left with not a lot of help to work with. Yaoi immediately gets a hook down onto C-Can and Fee, but that pretty much means that it's pretty much a 4 versus 3 fight. Great hook coming in, but the blessing of the Moon Goddess will keep everyone sustainable, alive. Echo, they're not interested in the fight. They got a turtle.
I mean, look at that. D7
With the retribution to lock down the donut as much as he can, even with the appraisal craft. Brings down carry just so easily. Now that is a little bit of an overextension coming in from Donut. He didn't really quite understand where everyone else is. But in the meantime, big final slash coming from Sanford, focusing all over to the backlines on the side of Burn X Flash. D7 will want to fight back against Bandicoot, but now he's gonna go down. We've got ATM that still wants to hold on the front lines. Rhythm of Job just yet. Oh, never mind. As we do have the suppressor, sort of knockup coming from the side of Lord. Shamar takes the Lord away from the hands of Echo. The detonate welcome, unfortunately, was dispelled by the fact that Cold Easy runs away. Donut gets a kill. Bandicoot gets a kill. There's a lot of tracers coming all around the place. Echo is 3% down. ATM eventually manages to push himself forward, advances, and now Burn X Flash. They've got the Lord. They've got the first to defense turret. Heck, maybe even more.
3-4-1 trade, and it could amount to more here. And this is the power that ATM has when he gets this joy.
It's they're about to lose an inhibitor turret here, unless Sanji, he's got
enough in order to scout out where Yaoi and Sanji is. The entire team of Echo is just going to be falling back, and I don't think that they will be capable of taking down this fight. Kaltini goes to the stomach of Shamar. They're all going to be pounding down onto him. Kaltini goes down. Bandicoot flickers away, but that is all just completely wasted.
What is going on?
the turret. This could be the end.
And Host connects down on the Shamar, suppressing him down. Big final slash coming from Sada Sanford, but where's the follow-up? Where's the damage coming from? ATM is dead, but the rest of the members for the Sada Sanford will definitely want to follow up onto the core. He's slowly tickling down, but unfortunately, they are going too much of the core. They let the entire team of Echo pummel them down.
Way too much time. If they can get CK. Oh, Yaoi was close there.
Shamar is slowly going, trying to walk himself right in, but the suppression ensures that he would not be able to get the retribution. But before that even happens, Bandicoot brings him down almost immediately. Terrifies down onto Yaoi. The rest of the members for the side of Black Flash wants to punish Echo. They want to ensure that that Lord would not amount to anything by killing them down. But that was a big final slash coming from the side of Sanford. He continues to push on these advantage. Sanford tries to run himself away. He almost got it. ATM wasn't able to come himself right back. Cat runs away with a quick little dash. D7 left all alone based on the fact that he's got no mobility. It's gonna be left with ATM and C-Cat. ATM has to fight the world all alone. He managed to kite away from the astrosphere. But let's be honest here. ATM, Shamar, C-Cat defending against the rest of the world.
I don't know. The adjustment is huge though, right? By the side of Echo. 12 seconds left. They do have time.
That's well, Echo connecting down ATM. He tries to bring down the Sanford, but Shamar, he did manage to successfully do so. Echo came in with only one mission, and that is to bring down the inhibitor turret.
With 5 members available from Burn.
Brutality, he's gonna go straight down, but the suppress actually saved him for just a little bit while Sanford goes in for the start. Shamar still gonna be A-okay. Sanford back into the main lines with not a lot of help to work with. CK comes in from behind. He wants to get a kill down to Sanji. There's still immortality going on. He's going to be all the way behind the enemy's lines. How is this gonna be like? CK stays alive. He's gonna be getting down the immortality on the side of Sanji. Sanford still stays alive as well. He himself alone manages to push the entire team of Echo away. That is absolutely crazy if you ask me. This will allow Echo to re-record himself and get themselves back in this game. Immortality popped from the side of Kaltizi. The rest of the Moon God is just going to be popped between every single one of members of
top side.
DXF.
Top side.
Top side. Is this how it's going to end? This is how it's going to end. Echo, Sanji, and the rest of the group. And it all. What? Wait a second. Wait. The police starts.
That's unlucky. That's so unlucky. Sanji dies, the auto attack is enough, and the minions spawn at the perfect time to push out the rest. How unlucky.
Listen to the crowd roar in this second.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
No, is this really how it's gonna end? Yaoi, Bandicoot broke through all odds. They broke through like an Olympic sniper. And they just wanted there to end so badly.
Sanford is the only person left standing. Look at the timers, ladies and gentlemen. Carl Teasy is going to be up. Sanji is going to be up in 10 seconds. 3 of them Will it be enough?
He's got to pull the Lord. He's got to pull the Lord.
The desperate manipulation of the Lord is what's going to be working for them. As when it Flash immediately with that as well, because they will want to connect on the Kaltizi. HP not looking well. Both of them, Kaltizi, Sanford, taken down. Burn X Flash. They take this game. They are conducting a medley of death on the terror on the Orcus. This is not the result that many was expecting.
Absorb the crowd right now, ladies and gentlemen. I have never heard a roar this passionate in a game. But Burn X Flash were able to take game number 3.
Most would say a miscalculation. To a certain degree, a little on
Whoa! Hoi my mouth!
That means cheer, right?
Yeah, everyone
Shoulders.
cheer!
Everyone cheer.
If they want to continue, they gotta win this one. But I gotta feel like Burn X Flash, they want to end this.
This is match points for the Orcas here. Go big or go home. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 4 between Echo and Burn X Flash. This could potentially be the last game of today.
On his own, but they can actually just pop up anytime that they want. Shamar takes the turtle. Sanji pops on the RWM. Seacat pops on his own RWM. But they don't really care about popping up onto one another. Sanji and Seacat are just staring at one another and just be like, hey, what's up, buddy? Much as possible. Sanji pop off with the RWM. The Ikai comes in. Shamar steals it right under the nose of Echo. Echo couldn't do anything. What's wrong, Kaltizi? The Iron Hook connects right down on Sanford. The one that shouldn't be caught. And ATN is a little bit late for the party. But what can he possibly do here? He just keeps on going with the Ionic Edge. Seacat goes in for the flicker. He wants to bring Kaltizi down. Yaoi, Sanji, and Kaltizi, unfortunately. But for now, Yaoi focuses on the Seacat. They did manage to get a kill, and that is great. They have an advantage on top of Burn X Flash. Shamar is going to be putting himself on top of the turtle, and he's just going to be left with 1v1. Shamar and Kaltizi, level 9 versus level 9. Yeah, Kaltizi still lost the fight. Donut jumps right in and manages to get a kill on the Sanford. 1-for-1 trade. And now it's going to be left with Kaltizi in the midst of it all. Donut snipes him right on down. And that is going to be a devastation onto Echo. The fatigue relocation. But let's be honest here, will he really die? Benny-Cutie is forced to rotate. ATM is finally going down.
Okay, that's just been a little bit too disrespectful.
D7 Iron Hook, Bloody Hunt connecting down. Kaltizi, Yaoi, both going down at the same damn time. Sanji wasn't able to do quite much, and Sanji is only going to be the RWM. Zeke joins right in. Benny-Cutie is dead.
tired. And BXF, they have come off of a fresh break after their best-of-5 series, and they watched everything go down. And now,
poised on fatigue.
Yeah. 8,000 gold lead for BXF in the first 10 minutes, and it's looking like they want more.
It is so different. Is it RWM on top of an RWM? Sanji forced to flicker out of that, but Netbridge touched onto Kaltizi, but in the meantime, that is going to be Yaoi, they're just going to be jumping over to the back line, followed by the Bloody Hunt, locking them down as much as they can. Sanford's still going to be alive so far. Seacat, D7, ATM, and Shamar will have no choice but to back off.
Mr. Bargain in this case is going to be more than enough, but here we go. Burn X Flash, let's see if they can end this.
The Lord barging right in with his trusty trident. He pillages and wants to bring Echo down. He's gonna go down real fast. But Burn X Flash will make full use of every single minion that will be marching in its way. Burn X Flash is not going to try to overextend themselves by picking off with a kill.
Oh, do you think he can get something?
It doesn't seem like it. Unfortunately, completely misses out. And there's the Bloody Hunter connects onto him. Yaoi literally delivered himself over to the side of Burn X Flash. Sanford will want to cover for him, only to be melted down by the Wesker. And now with 3 person left on the side of Echo, Burn X Flash will try
Three
to
waves are
bring the
crashing.
middle lane right down in.
3 waves.
Doesn't have a lot of the one way. Yaoi! He jumped in and he managed to find onto Seacat. In the end, Echo pushes the entirety of Burn X Flash away.
Echo still wants to stay in the game. but it is still going to be D7 taken down there.
Ensure that he's still gonna be alive. He needs to ensure that the entirety of the team keeps him alive. Donut all the way at the back. The entirety of BXF. Their hit me is not looking good at all. As Echo now it rampages through. They are on a mission like a man possessed. And Burn X Flash, they have nowhere in hell gonna get back into this fight. ATM being chowed down like a hungry toddler. Shama wants to take on the retribution battle. Echo takes the cutie. It seems like this is gonna be the end, and we are going into a 5-game series.
That's my world champion. That's my world champion pick. Second win, pulling it to game number 5. They said they want to put on a show for Burn X Flash. They're going to make him work for every inch of soil.
Wow, we're pushing it to game 5, ladies and gentlemen. Echo really showing what it means to be the Apex Predators. They're not going to go down with a fight.
You got something to say, Eterna?
If you guys have the camera, if you guys can see the camera, Eterna was just literally just slammed on the table, stood up and like,
Let's
that's
see
my
if
boy.
Burn X Flash and Echo can beat the limits. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final game of today as both of these teams look to represent their country. Burn X Flash and Echo for the very last time in MSC. Standing idly by.
Sanji comes into the
Oh my
drive-by.
God.
ATM flickers backwards. Sanji flickers forward. 1-for-1 trade. That's not a very good trade for Echo at all.
For resources. Let's see how this pans out.
ATM just hit level 4, and thus he will be going in with the bravest warriors, just jumping right in. Big stunts on Kaltizi and Sanji. Unfortunately, untimely, because he would have been able to stop Kaltizi into the bottom lane. Slams, and everything just gonna be thrown right at ATM. And of course, the split attaches himself onto the ATM. Sanji
Needs
and
to hit level
Sanford
7 right now
back
because
at the
Shima is
fight.
able to power farm the rest of his remaining jungle camps if he decided to fall.
And now Yaoi doesn't really quite have a lot of help to work with.
Oh,
Benecutie immediately dashes forward and the Cutter's protection is going to be working out for him. Yaoi connects down. He doesn't have a lot of help to work with. But unfortunately, Sanji's Phantom aspect is a little bit too far. He wasn't able to quite connect. But it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Shama is dead for an exchange for the Roma. Seacat all the way down the middle lane. Kaltizi, he doesn't have the retribution, but he still manages to get the kill down onto Seacat.
Leading in economy.
And ATM completely cornered down. Sanford and Kaltizi with even Sanji. They're all in here.
no,
The big start from ATM almost doing something on the Kaltizi. He's still alive. He wanted to get himself out so badly, but he wasn't able to.
Beautifully done by Kaltizi. Now the hardest part is securing this next objective.
Bastard airstrike slams down an artillery barrage, allows Kaltizi to eventually get the turtle, and the rest of Echo backs themselves out of 3.
It's
but
so
the thing
insane,
is,
right?
Sanford might be able to get away while ATM couldn't. That's the difference.
Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Once again, we're seeing this is the lead, right? Even though ATM is like, yes, I'm trying to equalize.
Because of how much dive Burn X Flash has in their arsenal to cancel out. What?
Yeah, we didn't connect with the Tyrant's Revenge, but at least that was a Tyrant's Rage, as well as the fact that airstrike that ultimately ends with the Lord marching down the bottom lane with his trusty Trident. Doesn't have to crash just yet. Sanji's HP doesn't look good, but never mind, he's still in artillery. ATM closes the gap, and that is going to be a 1-for-1 trade.
Look at this. They're not even going to contest. They're not even going to try because there's no need to. They can buy time and really slow this game down. All he can do is
Honestly,
focus on that lore, but Shima can try his best. But Echo won't stop now.
That was so close from the side of Yaoi, but the main thing that they're going to be looking out for is going to be the middle lane, inhibitor turret. The top lane is going to be go down, and now the Lord even crashes down to the bottom lane. Look at Shama, is going to go straight down. The rest of Echo moving right in, pushing the inside, pushing Dota, but how about the core? Echo! They end the game with a bang! And that is how we get our 3rd place.
Man, flames extinguished by the force of the Orcas. Once again proving that they are the Apex Predators.
That's my GOAT. That's my goat. I still hold strong to it. Echo, they still got it in them, even when they got nothing left, even when they are pushed to the brink of failure. Muscle, whether it be to the heart of being broken or their spirits, they still push on. Truly warriors and competitors.
But GGWP to the Cambodian representatives, Burn X Flash putting their mark on the map, showing to the MLBB community that they